I have my hair up in two buns like this. And my scarf is perfectly tied on, and I'm not taking it off for YouTube. You can scroll through my other videos and see my beauty. That's not the point here. Now, I want you to see the message, not even the messenger so much. All right? I'm just checking it because I got all kinds of crystals and belts and protection and all kinds of things. Because, honey, something was after me. I was spraying this. It works, by the way. If you think a rat or a roach or somebody's coming, spray the room with this first. And then fall back and watch. Anyways, it's always a thrill, even to those who have a good response to it. I love being me. Now, the title of this is Stop Playing With Your Time, and that's what I'm going to do. But I just wanted to tell you that this actually started out as a semi-rant. It started out as a Facebook post, ended up a little rant. So I'm a writer. I wrote about 14 books and counting. I'm in the process of editing my affirmation program. It's a program I'm coming up with. But I am doing everything I always wanted to do because I'm an office person. I'm an office manager and a certified accountant. I am a time management. That was always in my 35 years of being an executive assistant with some of the top executives of corporations in this here America, preferably New York State. Every place I've worked, I was always up here, but assisting those up there. So I got a little perky, and they actually, when you get that high up, they actually do treat the help kind of nice. You be in an illusion that you're one of them because you actually get a little power. One day I'll dig up one of my photos and show you me being the leader in a sea of maybe 60 people behind me. But notice who's in the front. I was in the back at first. They came and got me and put me in the front. My Italian paisans. You understand? Real recognize real. That's why all this racism is a wrap. Because I am on a higher level. I am definitely dealing with spiritual levels in people. I am no longer looking at the outside. I am piercing straight in through the inside. Because just like the title, we don't have time to play. And you need to know who's in your presence. Get your power. Let's get powerful. Be powerful. Okay? This is who I see myself as. And it was amazing because I had already given my name to myself, which is Tonya 23 of my earthborn name. My entire name is 23 letters for those of you that, you know, and my numerology, it all equals 23. So I'm the 23 goddess. Believe that. I didn't just come up with that, you know, just like I didn't just come up with the 444 thing. But I'm trying to find a specific card. Hold on. Have some patience with your time as well. But I'm going to pull today's card right in front of you, and hopefully it will support the message. It's going to support one of two messages. And the card that I pull will determine which message I am to, to give. But I'm looking for my baby. Where is she? It's righteous anger. I'll take that because it is. But let me just show you what righteous anger looks like. Just give me a moment. I'm going to come past it very soon. Yeah, she gotta be in the deck. Where's she at? There she goes. You know what I'm saying? How number 23 ain't in the deck? See her? She's the goddess in between the two crescent moons. Okay? In between the two crescent moons. So if she's in between two moons, what's in the middle? I wouldn't say it's another moon, but it could be a full moon. But it will represent the sun to me. You know what I'm saying? And so I see that this says Medusa. If you can hear a conversation in the back, that's my husband talking. He's a professional pool player. And so he has a tournament that he won last night. So he's all happy and exciting talking to his best friend in the room way across from me. But you can hear his voice like it's right there. But anyway, let me just get louder. Medusa is card number 23. Let me just remind him because maybe he doesn't know I'm on live. He good. As soon as he saw me, he said, that's how I have things. We love each other and respect each other. I'm a Scorpio, hubby Sagittarius. So, yeah. But we lit. You understand? Together, rule the world. We lit. Because no one's getting past me. And the archer never misses. So, yeah. We something else together. But anyway, this is one of my battle weapons. Every goddess has one. I'm actually working on a shield, but I don't want Superman. I don't want that shield. Even though the one with the S, I do have use for it because I am Serket. And I do have a superhero suit with the S on my chest. And that S stands for Serket. But back to the lecture at hand. Let me get back to pulling the cards so we can see the rant. I just wanted to show you that sacred rage is Medusa, not some ugly witch bitch that whoever told you was a lie, okay? And it's my grandmama in the back. She don't need to be all in y'all face. She's holy. Okay, what message do we have for the world today, dear goddess, to steer this rant in the right direction? I have a little bit of time to do my thing. All right, here we go. She was on the bottom of the deck, which is also important. But this was the card that I pulled. Card number 19. Indigenous woman, and it looks like she's ashamed of something, or there is shame. Shame. Now, the first card was Sacred Rage. Sometime Medusa, she feel bad because people think of her as some evil person. But no, she's fighting spiritual wickedness. So it looks like war when she's around. Sound familiar? If anyone that knows me views this, they would say yes. Well, let's read number 19. And see if it goes along with this rant. Shadow of shame. She's from Belize. The temple is the shadow self. That's the part of the temple we're dealing with, the shadow. The part that you don't show everyone, which already points to this rant, this particular one right here that was written before any of this started. See, some of you deal with like fake spiritual people, but I think you like being fed illusions and having all your money taken and whatnot, when real wisdom is not that expensive, unless you're going into a whole program and whatnot. But just a little guidance and to steer you, yeah, doesn't cost that much, people. And as a matter of fact, I do it free for a limited amount of time. Remember, the name of this is Don't Play With Your Time. Okay? And the name of this character, as she embraced her own breast, is Long Booby Susie. I wish I had my sound effects. Off the chain. Long Booby Susie keeps the children of Belize terrified, viewed as a shadow monster. She has the power to kill or to nurture with her long, scary breasts that contain milk and poison. This beautiful Afro-Indigenous spirit may be a distortion of the Arawak Taino moon goddess Atabe. Afro-Indigenous is all we need to know. Belize is where Afro-Indigenous people are. But it might be a distortion of the Arawak Taino moon goddess Atabe. So somebody biting, but it's okay. We'll talk about that, how that comes about later. Long Booby Sudi's shadow guidance is you are beautiful. Right, Medusa? Right, goddess of rage? But it's sacred. It's sacred rage. She fights wickedness in high places. She don't waste her time, and she's not playing with nobody. This is my signature card. I always get this. And it actually gave me healing when I read the description, because I always get the villain like a bad rap, but I've always fought wickedness in high places. But I'm strong, stern, and my words are very powerful. I know how to use my words powerfully, you know? Yeah. And so sometimes you can get a stigmatism on yourself, and you begin to believe what other people project towards you. But I want you to know, Long Booby Susie wants you to know that you are beautiful and loved by somebody out there. And every part of you and your journey is beautiful. Even the ass-kicking parts, because that don't stop. If you put yourself in that danger zone, that's what you're going to get. Just like if you stick your finger in a socket, you're never going to play with me and get away with it. That's just written. All my enemies gone. I don't have to do anything. You understand? Spiritual protection in high places. You're not on the battlefield, you know, facing defeat, but undefeated. She's even built like me, but I'm not tall, but I'm walking tall. A lot of people think I'm much taller than I am. But even the ugliest moments with you, you have a heart, in which I do have a great big one, a soul and breath. That makes you beautiful. That's all you need. A heart, a soul, and breath. Beauty. All the rest is a freaking illusion sold to you. You probably invented it and then it was stolen and sold back to you and you didn't even recognize it again. Mm-mm-mm. All you need is a heart, a soul, and breath. That's beauty. To the intelligent and to the wise. Everything else matters a damn. The embodiment of this message. You are secretly scared. Oh, if that doesn't go into this rant, you are secretly scared that you're not enough. Shame is lying to you. You are not broken, unlovable, ugly, or unworthy. Shame keeps you small and hiding. Accept yourself now. Accept yourself. You say, you either love me or most of us know, leave me alone, right? Say you love yourself. I love myself. I am the freaking bomb. Nobody is going to stop me from my destination, my true destination. All imposters must be defeated and exposed. All of them. This is what happens when you haven't been nice to Mother Nature. Just when you think it's someone else attacking you, it's her spirit that's in it making them attack you. This energy thing is not no joke. Negative energy can be passed to you a lot of ways. Don't believe the hype. You're everything you need to be everything you desire. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. Even if your glasses are lopsided, you're still a professor. You just need to get another clamp over there. That's it. It doesn't take away from your professorness because your glasses aren't perfect. Don't be scared. Remember, take it from me. Live out loud. Don't be scared. Who on earth is there to be scared of? Some pretty motherfucker that thinks they on the planet? Or think they pretty or somebody told them, they mama probably? Because if you're looking too good, you're looking plastic. Or there's some flaws. If you were born perfect, and I think we all are, in our own way, I don't know, it's just that people are selling lookalikes. Like there's a competition to look like a baddie or whatever. Well, guess what? My edges never straighten out and do all that. I'm an African, okay? They only found 3% indigenous in me, which is crazy because all my other family has a high number. But I'm an ancient original, okay? I know my past lives. I definitely am ancient as hell, you see? Back up there where the very first goddesses came forth out of the portal. That ancient. A lot of you are, but you have to connect with it to make it solidified anyways. We shall all see, though, in the end. But get rid of the secret fear. No one's better than you, even though in this earth, There's a lot of illusions to make you believe people are better than you. And it's usually because they got money or some physical thing that you might not have a lot of. It's like being a woman. Not all of us are shaped to go out and be strippers, but we have other talents. The money is so fast, sometimes you would kind of envy a stripper because they're getting that paper fast, and I know they ain't paying no taxes on it, but yet they're allowed to rock around the clock in the nation. You know, it is what it is. Peace. Thanks for coming through, Renata. Thank you. I'm trying to be true and keep it, keep it real. Let me go on with the guidance. So you are beautiful and loved. Every part of you and your journey is beautiful. Even the ugliest moments, you have a heart, a soul, and breath. And that makes you beautiful. That's all it takes. All this other stuff is illusion. Ugliness is inside, and it shows on people. They can't hide it. Peace, goddess. Blessings to you. But a lot of us are secretly scared that we're not enough to do whatever we desire. And shame is a spirit. It's a lying spirit. And so inside, when you feel ashamed, you automatically know that's the enemy, right? And once you know, you can't pretend you don't. So you can shut it down, say a prayer, say, oh, I am beautiful. I am perfectly made. I'm made in the image of my God or goddess. And you keep saying that to yourself until you believe it. And the universe has a funny way of working with you. Someone will come along and actually tell you how beautiful you are, even if it's never happened, Just you putting that out into the universe is going to respond. I'm a true believer that whatever you put out is what you get back. So you try to put out as much positiveness as possible until it's time to be Medusa. And this is sacred rage, and it's fighting wickedness in high places, The stigma or the name of her being like a monster bitch or whatever, no. She was going around whooping tail for God, okay? For the goddess. For good. But, like I said, shame is a lying spirit. Just know you're not broken, because most things that are broken only need a specialist to put it back together. Anything that's broken, I believe, can be put back together, rebuilt, and you're not unlovable just because you're not persuadable and you don't let people manipulate you and you tell the truth with your words. And a lot of times, people are not going to like that. But don't you worry. And you're not unworthy. And don't let anybody make you feel unworthy. Shame keeps you small and hiding. Whereas whether you would speak out, you probably would just keep it to yourself or, deem what you feel is unimportant. Nothing is unimportant, especially nothing that you feel inside. It's definitely worth your time. Shame keeps you small and hiding. So we did a little exercise where we said, I accept myself now, just the way that I am. I knew that midway through this little talk, my lip gloss was going to come off and my little discoloration on my lips from when I used to smoke cigarettes. I'm working on getting my lips back together. What's it to you? But as you're talking to people, you can see them sizing you up and But if that's not the nature of the meeting or the question or your interaction with someone, don't even worry about it. Most likely they're comparing your good things to their flaws that they think they have. We're constantly comparing ourselves up against other beings that go through the same thing we do. So no, just accept your lot in life and work with that. Build upon that. Accept yourself now. If you haven't accepted your flaws, doesn't mean you accept them to the point to where you won't work on improving them. It just means that you're good with who you are now in your current place. And when you're in balance there, all of the ills in the world that are going on right now stand out like a sore thumb, you know, and you just feel separated from it. There's a scripture that says, be in the world, but not of it. And I find that happening a lot more now. I see that the wheat, rather, is separating from the tare. It's just something that's going to happen. You can't be steered in a way that doesn't feel good to your soul. It's kind of like a scam or a Ponzi scheme or something like, yeah, some sort of a scam or sales gimmick or whatever. Allow yourself to be who you are. A lot of people that are not accepting of themselves, they're perfect candidates to fall for manipulation. So working on yourself, loving yourself, knowing that whatever you need, you have the resources to help yourself. And if not, yeah, you have the resources. Tapping into the different resources is how you get what you need out of life. All right? You are a bright light. Allow yourself to see who you really are. Those of us that have like careers and whatnot, we have to be actors. Listen, some days you just don't want to sell the skull shaper. There's a cartoon where a young lady owned her own coffee shop, and her assistant fell for a scheme where a guy came through with a box of skull shapers, and he just happened to have a out of shape head. So you could tell that he wanted to get his head shaped differently, or like everybody else's. So he took all the money and bought all the skull savers, and that was the actual rent that she needed to pay for her store. And so they had to scam the scammer, and they got him to buy back his own, you know, product, and he was scammed or whatever. So it was a really good analogy for kids to learn, you know, about what's real and whatnot. Even as a grown-up, I was like, oh, that's a good message. But allow yourself to see who you really are. I often wonder how people are at peace with themselves when what they do all day is scam others. That takes a lot of energy, but it definitely gets turned around. It comes back to whoever it is. Somehow or another, you always see those people that get way up in fame and whatever, and if they didn't do it the right way, you also are there to see the downfall, you know? So inside, we know it's right. You know, if you're a seller of anything, you know what you're doing when you're not being honest or whatever. So it really is everyone looking at themselves, you know? And we have to look at ourselves in truth. Because, like, a lot of people is a hot mess. But they don't think so. And you can tell that they have not a clue. They actually think they're the cat's meow or whatever. And it just always made me think. But you are doing the very best you can, you know? And you are lovable. And you are complete. And we're working on that every day. So the declaration is, I am protected, and believe that you are protected. And so that was actually what came out of these two cards, shame and Medusa rage, sacred rage. So I went and I wrote down this little rant, and at first I was gonna come like this, but I said, I'm gonna do the cards first. But this is what was on my mind. The amount of control mechanisms being put on people is very stressful, and I'm seeing the mental health of others slowly crumble. If you look at those who are around you, even the most astute people, it's starting to affect memory, maybe cognizant, like going through sentences and maybe forgetting mid-sentence what you were talking about. A lot of this stuff is coming from what is being put in the air, okay? It is not good. And what made me write this is I'm wondering why we, the people, haven't come together to make this stop, because we can do it, all right? It's affecting all of us. Everyone is under the sky. So what goes up comes down on you. People are getting little skin things and whatnot. They have no idea what's going on. The breathing is getting hard for some people. And it was like 4 or 5 cases of people having nodules in their lung area and stuff going on with a blocked, yes, mental health is so important and it is so overlooked through manipulation. Exactly. If you notice, when you go into your next checkup or doctor's appointment, they're gonna add in all these mental health questions. Do you feel suicidal? Do you feel depressed? It's almost as if they are gauging how much they're destroying us. Like, where did that get in all of the medical paperwork now has been updated to ask those questions? So I feel that there's like a covert operation going on to destroy us from mentally, because you have to breathe. Why else is all of this mental stuff being added in everywhere? And I'm like, come on, is people waking up? Are people waking up? They say they love their children. They say they love their self. But if you do, then what is important becomes not your freaking self, becomes the world. Like, I don't just want to breathe for myself. I want my little grandbabies to breathe. I want your grandbabies to breathe. I want the grandbabies of the world to breathe. Can't we just have air? Like, it's overdue time for us to come together as a people to get certain things under control, right? So we are not free on the planet. Nobody is free on the planet. It's an illusion, and we're all in a major slavery camp. Can't you see it? Let me show you. We need to stop this beast machine. Number 1, direct deposit. Control. The retired, they get Medicare, which is the lowest form of insurance. And after you gave them 30 years of your life, you get limited health care. That's crap. The IRS, period. Sales tax, ticket fees in your town, tolls, lunch, food, gas. And get a load of this. New York City is getting a new $28 toll that most people will have to pay to go to work and pay it again to come home. $28 twice a day for 5 days a week is coming to those citizens. And you already know who's going to suffer: the poor and the elderly. How dare this country do that to us? The disabled, the poor, and the elderly. The children. We already see how they're fast after our children in the schools, you know, parent rights to control and chastise your children. No, they want to do it. But now they're having a problem. They're trying to put the responsibility back in your hands now. But most of the children in America are out of control in the urban areas, so to speak. Yeah, I'm in Baltimore. Crazy out here. And it's all because of their rules are backing up on them. The poor suffers, we got that. Yes, check this point out. You already know who the poor gave their time to. Gave it to labor, and their kids, most of their kids can't even go into a bank and get a business loan. But you're a proud veteran. Don't we want to stand up for the veterans whose children are getting denied stuff now? How about this immigrant situation? In New York City, they got automatic Section 8, and they can move anywhere in the U.S. with it, and New York State will pay their rent. People like me would have to be on the Section 8 list for 20 years. There's a 20-year waiting list here in Maryland, and there's a 20-year waiting list in New York, and I got friends down south. There's waiting lists everywhere, except for the ones that are actually making this country run. And it is the middle class, because it's not the poor and it's not the wealthy. And aren't we tired? I couldn't believe Americans went out and spent over $20 billion on Black Friday. That is feeding the machine and holding everything back. Come on. We keep massaging ourselves with goods. We're only consumers. Listen, I'm a person that has a lot of things, and it's not solving the problem. We need to stop consuming, right? The food choices. On one block, you got a pizza, you got Dunkin' Donuts, you got Popeyes, Subway, and all this bull crap. None of that stuff is good for you. Where's the real food? For the people that have to do so much work, they have no time to prepare meals for themselves. Can't we get fresh meat, fruits, and vegetables with the seeds? Another thing of control. Get your hands on some seeds. It's not just the cannabis seeds. It's all of the seeds. Everything is seedless. Like, if you put all the things in a whole, how can anybody here be happy under this stress? All we can do is massage ourselves in our current positions and manipulate and take advantage of each other while we are being taken advantage of. When is this going to stop? Because it's not, okay, it will destroy your mental health if you're not healthy, right? And the name of this was called Don't Play With Your Time. Just know that their time is up, but this is just like a slowly trickle of things happening or whatever, but it's going to speed up because things are going to get worse for the people that run the machine. You see, they're going to get tired. They're overworked to the point where most people aren't doing their jobs well. Like, I'm reminding cashiers about mistakes. People are making mistakes that have these jobs, and it's making things break down. You see, when you go somewhere for a service, like some of these courthouses and state buildings that own the licensing and department of this and that, and so broken down in their processes because the people that run the processes and implement them are breaking down. You could see Americans are breaking down. Americans are tired. They're unhealthy to the max. I myself am still working on, and I'm a good judger of diets and everything, and I still struggle because everything is right there. Soda's not good for you, you know, but all the sugary drinks, when you go into the store, almost everything in the cabinet is so not good for you. So we pick and choose from there. But the smart ones are like, I'm just going to drink water till I get home. Maybe I'll make some lemonade, some lemons. Maybe I'll take $3 and buy a bag of lemons, which is a lot for a bag of lemons, but now it's more than $3. You squeeze them. Maybe I get a little agave instead, and you put that in there. That costs, the good kind, 10 to 15 bucks. So it costs to eat good. And so we know the poor and the people in a rush that make the country run, they're not eating good. So things are breaking down. But you don't want this unhealthy person driving your plane, taking you in an Uber, drawing your blood, putting you in an x-ray machine, and everything is breaking down because the universe wants us to slow down and start to address some of our issues on the planet, right? Not only do we have to work together as individuals, you got communities that got to work together. You got cities, states, countries, and then country to country. So that's a lot of work. And then you have all these different ideologies, beliefs, when we should all be on a basic level, right? We know spirituality exists. We don't all have to have the same. That's basic, you know? We all require fresh food and vegetables and water. Our water sources are being tainted. You can't trust anything. So it's a lot contributing to the breakdown. They're trying to break us down so we cannot fight. You understand? For our freedom, right? So, right? Citizens never get a break. You can see the middle class is paying for everything because the wealthy's not. And I asked the question, how do you feel? How do you feel about everything? When I did this examination to myself, I came up with a word called hopeless and defeat. Because unless we break the wickedness in high places, we cannot begin to rebuild ourselves. It's like paying for water and paying for electricity on the planet. No go. Not very unnatural. And so now it's out of control to where the sun is working very hard to zap this shit. So we can fix it. You understand? It's just like me or you. Say we have the knowledge and wisdom to create our own cable company. Well, you know that's going to be almost impossible because the government has allowed these companies to become monsters, Xfinity and whatnot. So it's very hard for the common person to blossom. We all have great ideas, some technological ideas and whatnot is really at war. The companies are at war with you. They're at war with your consciousness. They want to keep you dumbed down, you see, and buying everything from them and being dependent, right? When I was a little girl, we got taught how to grow flowers in school. It was called horticulture class. I had a terrarium in my house. I was growing broccoli, green beans, and all of this stuff at like 6 or 7 years old. All right? They quickly took that program out. You know? I was also a wood shop person. I like to make furniture and whatnot. They taught us, right? Most schools don't have that now. Metal working. I used to smelt and mold and weld things in metal class. It was a requirement for high school. Not there. I'm surprised they still have banned, but they capitalize off that, so they will keep it. You see, showing you how to grow stuff, they don't capitalize off that, so they put that budget money somewhere else. Let's push it to the athletes. You see, all they want us to do is be great athletes. You see how they're pushing that, the basketball, the football, and this and that. But your child is more than that, okay? More than that. They're more than being a rapper. You understand? Because those industries are slave camps. You know, you're like doomed right now until they get that thing broken and fixed. You understand? You will be manipulated somehow in that industry. The medical industry is another one. So if you look at everything on a whole and you ask yourself how you feel, it can't be great not dealing with the truth. Yes, they don't teach anything worth it in school anymore, and they want them to be workers and robots. Exactly. You see? You get it. And so that's great. So everybody in your world, push it, you know. Don't worry about the negativity and this and that. It's just like telling a person pork isn't good to eat. Well, the ones that really like the pork and that was raised on it, they kind of push back. Like, you're taking my pork? But start telling them the facts. And say, now that you know, are you going to enjoy that ham sandwich now? You know, it's like smokers. Like, I literally have a heavy conscience. So I was like, I'm freaking done with this shit. It's opposite my character. But it was like a nerve thing, you know? But, you figure out your problems are your problems, your issues are your issues. No cigarette's going to solve it. No drug, no nothing. It's you that got to get your mind right and solve your problems. You see? That's where the solutions come from. It's not always somebody telling you what to do. You need to know yourself, right? And feel good about your decisions. But like, I have grandchildren, and I am terrified of their world in about 25 years. If it even lasts that long. And I tell you the truth, it's real iffy. Really iffy right now. Because it's a feminine thing. Because we have to move in this earth with feelings, empathy, compassion, love. We are not going to be able to make it without it. Because it's contrary to the universe, it's contrary to the earth. And those people are slowly getting spewed up out of here. Even though it seems like the good is going, I had to really analyze that too. Like, hey, something's going on. Because where the ancestors are going, every freaking body, almost everybody's over there. Like, so many people are over there. And it starts to be like, that army is definitely in comparison to this army. And I don't know about anybody else, but I tap into my ancestors. I have some good ones that I actually knew, you know. We've had conversations about, when I die, this is what you do to tap into me. And that's what I'm doing right now with my children. Okay? So if we don't teach it, it won't get taught. So now we got to go back to the basics. And all these scammers and all these gimmickers and was talking about, someone asked me a question the other day about how did I feel about non-African traditions teaching African traditions. And I said, it's ludicrous. Actually, you know, so I got to delve back into that. But my first reaction, I think, is what I would go with. I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable teaching Roman history because I know I had to get it from somewhere else, and it wouldn't be anything inside that I could add. You know what I mean? I haven't learned to communicate with my ancestors yet. That's perfect, because I'm going to help you with that. If you stay with me for a while, I'm going to have some videos to talk about how to set up a simple ancestor altar, which is the beginning. Begin to connect, because you have a DNA connection with your ancestors. So they are actually speaking to you, but you have to know the difference between your spiritual voice and the channeling, because we're all channelers, like we're channelers, you know, as human beings. Once we know who we are, we know we're channelers of energies, you see. And they robbed us of that because our education system should have really been built on knowing thyself, you know. And there's a lot of history stealing going on, you know. You want to be taught the correct, right stuff. And it doesn't cost you a thing, you know. I'm actually not charging for readings. I'm trying to do something for 2024 is to just share my wisdom, because literally my blessings come from other places. It's my job to share what I know. My blessings will take care of me. I've barely received any blessings from any of this digital stuff, you know. I'm a product maker, organic product maker, so I get my blessing from my actual hands, what I created. And the more I share, the more the universe shares with me. So we weren't taught tithing correctly either. It's from within, and it's not exactly money, you see. It's a lot more to it than that. So the first thing you can do to begin to communicate with your ancestors is bring them into your remembrance. Remember your time with them. And if you didn't, that doesn't hinder you at all either, because just by calling their names, and it would be called activating their DNA within you. Because if you're of the same bloodline, it is there, you see. So now that my mom has transitioned, she transitioned in 2020. I have become, and I was close to my mom, but we've gotten closer. And I know her on a whole nother level now. It's truly amazing. And we're going to help you get there. So like I said, the first thing is, you know, try to gather pictures if you can, or memories. Yeah, because I have a pretty active dream life. And so they come that way also, to give you direct messages like, how is your dream life? I'll wait for your answer. But they come that way as well. Never like say, I'm named after my grandmother. So I have my grandmother's first name as my middle name. And when I connect with her, it is memories. When she used to do my hair, feed me, chastise me, drag me to church with her. Really miss my grandmother. And so I have all that stuff to recall. And I have items. I have items of hers. So see if you can get your hands on an item. But if none of that works, it will not stop you from connecting, you know. But you do need a simple altar. And what I mean by altar is a space, right, dedicated to your little spiritual time. And you only need a little space. All you need are the elements: a little cup of water, a little tea light candle, and maybe an incense, you know, because there's, let's see, you got fire, water, air, earth, and I like to add in spirit, right? Because you need that, and that's all you really need. And even if you didn't have all of those things, I've come to a point where I can connect just right out. And I know who's talking to me. If I'm like out and about and I hear that voice, do such and such, or don't do such and such, or this is going to happen, because that happens to me quite often, all my life actually. There is a female voice that guides me, and now I know who she is, but it took a long time for me to figure it out. But she's an ancient ancestor of mine. Yeah, so there's many ancestors knocking at your door, especially if you got along with a lot of your family members. Yeah, so before you even get the altar, you bring in your memories. Start building the energy, right? And then we can move on to the altar. But usually when a person passes away, that altar need to go up. Boom. Because that is a communication portal, right? You don't have to dedicate it to any deity. You don't have to deal with that. You could keep, if you have belief in God and there is a higher power, I call it source, you know, creation, because I don't think it's just one. My studies in spirit and channels have shown me that, and even in the scriptures, it'll tell you, let us make man. That tells you there was more than one person there. Or God recognized himself as a multi-dimensional being, right? Which means he could have been female also, right? What if God was androgynous? No one knows. God is actually what you make it. It's actually your higher self giving honor to something outside of yourself. But the instruction is to know thyself, right? So now we're taught everything in the reverse. Nothing is outside of you. It's all inside of you, right? And if you use fluoride toothpaste, get rid of it. Look at your, what if and he is all. Absolutely. Yeah. I actually have a book that breaks down the book of Revelations as coming from not Jesus Christ, right? The words of a man were given to Jesus Christ. And we have the proof, right? They know it's true also, right? It's a name called Tahuti, and they call him Thoth in the world. I don't know if you ever heard of Thoth or Hermes, right? He's a very important character, and I'm going to start teaching on these important characters, these characters that are the actual Bible characters and who they were morphed into. That's very important because a lot of our consciousness is based on religion, right? But whatever we think God is bigger than that. Just know it's bigger than that, you know? And also, there's a system. It was said that Jesus learned from Thoth. Oh yeah, it's actually written. Absolutely. But it's okay, you know, because when you create an entity, it actually gets power. So say I made this Jesus, because I could do that, right? All it takes is me saying it is, right? And once I declare something and then I get others to declare it with me, this symbol becomes powerful, right? And so that's like the basics of how a lot of this stuff was construed. And you can create an entity. You can create a deity. I actually deified my mother. Now that she is passed, I give some prayers to her because I know she got the power to help me now. She can help me now more so than she could, right? Because she's above money. She's above bull crap. You see what I'm saying? She can move to where I'm in this physical thing. You see? she can go set things up. And when I get there, it's straight. You see? That is how we are going to learn how to tap into our ancestors, because they want the best for us. That's a fact. Especially if you know them and you've heard these words come out your mouth. You receive love, compassion, empathy from them. Those are the ones you need to tap into. You see? Because they are your guides, and they will get a lot stronger once they know you realize it's them. You know? It's like going somewhere and I have to pick a number. Gosh darn, I'm number 78 and they're only on 23. Tapping in. I'm moving through all those numbers. Next thing you know, they're on number 30 and they've called 31, 32, 33, 34, and no one's coming. And now they're on 40. And then they do a couple there. And then they skip 45, 46, 47, 48. Nobody came. Half an hour of my time, which could have been hours, I knew that was my mama. You know why? Because I wanted to rush to come back home to do something for her. You see? So we're going to talk a lot more about that. And so identify your ancestors, begin to think of them, gather pictures and whatnot, and keep in contact, Renata Nash. I am going to be looking for you, because some of these lives that I'm going to do is going to address exactly what we're talking about here. And we're going to start with ancestors. We're going to start with the ancestor veneration. That's the first step, really and truly, to coming back to your roots, you know. Learn more about your family tree, you know. It was pretty exciting to get my DNA done, although there's many theories about how wrong it is and da-da-da-da-da. The information that I got, I actually appreciated. Yes, thank you so much. I'm glad you stumbled upon, you see, it wasn't a stumble. You were meant to come because you learned something, and you got a plug, because I'm going to be here. Please like and subscribe, and maybe share, and, you know, let others know. But I also work one-on-one with people. And like I said, I have Zoom. We could, you know, have our one-on-one if you don't want the class situations. And I don't charge, but I will accept the donation, but there's no charge. This year, a lot of my spiritual work will be free. And that's on purpose, you see, because I know my blessings come from everywhere else, you know. But I love it, you know. I love to teach, I love to talk, and I love for people to be intelligent, because there is no need to be unintelligent, you see. And yes, you can be yourself, be intelligent. Are you an entrepreneur? Well, we'll talk. But if that's your lane, or you'd like to go in that lane, the ancestors can actually help you to what lane, you know, to help you to decide. I mean, you're the ultimate decision maker, but they can help you. Like, I never knew I was a herbalist. I was a cigarette smoking herbalist. Isn't that crazy? But like I said, once you know, you can't unknow. And so I always had this conscious thing, like, you know, you already know, you know, you got to get rid of that. And so I did. I'm great. 4th of July this year, quit, cold turkey, don't look back. I don't even have the heebie-jeebies anymore. And when I did, it was only after I ate. But I have it in my mind. You don't need, because cigarettes got urine in it. You just running around smoking urine sticks on purpose. And I look at other people like, poor child. And I just want to help them. So I'm going to do some stop smoking stuff too. I'm so happy you stumbled also. I got mine done, but I was super excited. It put some things in perspective for me as to things I like and love that I don't know why. Yes, it will put a lot in perspective. And it also helped me because I love Spanish music. I said this, there's some Brazil, there's some Puerto Rican, there's some Latino in me, right? Because I love Latin music. I know this, I know that. That's all I really, doesn't matter to me. Yes, we'll definitely talk. I am an entrepreneur. My only blockages have been financially based. You and me both. Now, that was part of the rent because once you hit the ceiling, you're like ready to make moves. Like, I'm ready to be retail. I actually have a patent now. I got a patent maybe 6 months ago. I received it after trying to get it for 2 years. So behind the scenes, I'm doing the work, but the work is lining up for me to go higher, you know? So, yes. I have so many ideas. I'm great at a lot of things. I love natural. I quit smoking cigarettes as well a while ago. Yes. Wow. So we have so much in common. I'm glad I followed my instruction to get on here and do a live and to say what I said. And I look forward, yes, I look forward to seeing you again, Renata. Absolutely. Have a great day. Everyone else that might tune in, I want you to have a great day on purpose. Don't let nobody ruin your day. Even if you got to get rude. Like, listen, I'm not even on that type of time right now. And I need my energy to be clear. So, kind of love you, but keep it moving with that. You know, you got to be the change you want to see, right? Yes. So peace, love, and I'm going to work on that ancestor video material ASAP. I'm probably going to do something tomorrow on that because it was already on the queue for a while and it's time. And now that you mentioned it, we're going to get going. So, yes, we were going to talk about entrepreneurship. I'm actually a Bachelor of Science Business Management major. 35 years of being executive assistant, always assistant, you know, but up there with the senior management. So I learned a lot. I soaked it, all of it in. And yeah, I'm ready to do me and help others do them. So that's going to be our 2024 goal, you know. Absolutely. Even I want to kind of put myself, I'm going to change my associates, not change, but add some new ones, you see, that are actually into what I'm into. Yeah. So, absolutely. Thank you so much. Peace, love, and light. And as we say in ancient Kemet, Ankh Uja Sined. And I'll see you soon. Peace and love. Ashe. Oh, let me leave my, oh, okay, maybe she's gone, but my email address, houseoftonya23@gmail.com. Yes. Okay, cool. Glad I caught you. All right, peace, baby girl.